What's up, collectors and Transformers enthusiasts? Today, I'm going to finally be taking a look at Transformers Studio Series 73 Leader Class Grindor and Ravage. As always, taking a really good look at the packaging, we get a nice Transformers on the side, Studio Series on the bottom, as well as Grindor and Ravage. We get a nice image of him, as well as a nice display of the figure itself. Appreciate this what you can, because in the future it's pretty much going to be all boxed. I don't know what to think of it. I'm kind of 50-50 just because I'm not going to be able to see any paint drips or anything. But, you know, there is that. And on the side, we get the same image with the Studio Series 73. And on the back, we got the typical raw mode and vehicle mode, as well as the companion and the steps you need to transform it. On the side, same image, but this time Ravage is down below, and on the top, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. But that's pretty much it for the whole thing, so without further ado, let's finally take a look at this guy. And here we have Transformers Studio Series 73 Leader Class Grindor as well as Ravage in hand and all the packaging. And oh my god, I'm super excited, super hyped to get this guy, because from the top of his head to the bottom of his feet, this guy looks incredible. The sculpted and detail and paint distribution is fantastic, not to mention really accurate to his actual movie representation, and Ravage looks amazing as well. I cannot wait to show you how he looks next to Soundwave and Laserbeak. Unfortunately though, I cannot show you how Grindor looks next to Blackout, because I don't got the figure, and that figure is super expensive. I don't have the money for that, so I'm just gonna go ahead and compare with the rest of the Autobots and Decepticons from that forest fight, and that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and give you my thoughts as well, and also I'm not gonna be transforming yet, because the transformation is pretty much the same. The steps are just identical to Blackout's, and I just don't want to bore you with that. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. Starting out with Ravage, oh man, I really didn't expect to like this guy so much as I do now, and it blew me away. The sculpted and detail really got me on guard. You can see that it looks fantastic, really accurate to the movie representation, and the color, I'm kind of 50-50 due to the silver paint job on the face coat. Kind of pops way too much, kind of 50-50 on that, but the red eye looks great. The teeth, you can see that they look really accurate to the movie, and you can see that pretty much the sculpted and detail translates all around the entire thing. It barely has any gaps. Those two are due to transformation to the connection to Grindor, but other than that, you can see that pretty much it's just gapless, has no gaps whatsoever. The weapons themselves are accurate as well. You can see that they can move up and down the transformation, so you can go ahead and mimic that he's shooting a couple of Autobots. For the mobility, you can go ahead and put the legs themselves forward or backwards to mimic that he's running, and you can spread them a little bit. They're on a ball joint, so you got 360 degrees movement on each individual one, so not that bad at all. So just overall 10 out of 10 on Ravage. For a comparison between Ravage and Laserbeak, you can appreciate how they look together. You can already see that the price point of a leader class really affects the minifigures themselves, because Ravage looks amazing in comparison to Laserbeak. Laserbeak barely has any paint whatsoever other than the red eyes, and for the sculpted and detail is decent in comparison to Ravage. Ravage completely blows Laserbeak out of the water, but they look good together. On scale, I think that Laserbeak should be a little bit more bigger than Ravage, and he is, you know, with the wings spread and everything, and he still looks small next to Ravage. So I really don't know the scale, but me personally, I really think that Laserbeak should be a little bit more bigger, or at the very least same size as Ravage. Last but not least, for a comparison between both Soundwaves and the minions themselves, you can see how they scale next to Ravage. They look fantastic and really accurate to the movie representation. In my opinion, Ravage really looks good next to both Soundwaves in comparison. And this guy, I don't know about Laserbeak. I've never been a fan of that guy, especially the figure itself. You can see that it just kind of blends in into the background. I barely noticed that he's there, but Ravage looks really good next to Soundwave, especially this one. And now for the moment you guys have been waiting for, Grindor himself. Oh my god, man, I'm so happy to finally have this guy. I was so looking forward to Blackout on the past, but I just couldn't find it, and now I just can't afford it. It's just way too expensive for me. But this guy, man, it completely rocks my world. The sculpted and detail and paint distribution is fantastic, not to mention really accurate to the movie representation, and you can appreciate a lot of details from the helicopter, you know, translating into the raw mode just like in the movie. So really nice indeed. Just sculpted and detail translates to the full body, not just the front. You can see that on the back he also has some sculpted and detail from the sides. It looks fantastic as well. Just giving you a closer look so you can appreciate a little bit more of that nice sculpted and detail. You can see that the face coat looks just on the spot, just like a copy and paste of the movie. The red eyes look fantastic, no paint drips whatsoever. That's always a plus on any figure. You can appreciate, you know, the yellow colors on the sides of the window, on the front of the chest. You can appreciate a little bit more sculpted and detail, and it translates to the arm really well. You can appreciate, you know, that rusty rustiness that he has pretty much all over the place. You can see it on the arms, you can see it this side, and you can see it on the front of this thingamajig. I don't know what this is, the helicopter thing. I don't know, man. You can see some rustiness there as well, and just, man, it completely blew my mind. You can see the feet look exactly the same, just like the movie representation, and you can appreciate those nicely chicken legs that pretty much all the Bayverse Transformers, or well, pretty much the Decepticons, were rocking on the Bayverse. So overall, 10 out of 10 on the entire thing, man. From top to bottom, this guy looks like a masterpiece. The only con that I have with this guy is on the mobility, due to the thickness of the body and, you know, the way that everything is portrayed. The mobility kind of is hindered a bit. For example, you cannot do a 360 degrees on the arms, and if you're doing that scene that Optimus is on the top of him trying to destroy his head, you cannot recreate it, because on that scene he's trying to stop him, and, you know, he kind of holds him a little, but you cannot do that. That's the only con that I have. Other than that, man, this guy is just 10 out of 10. And for the articulation, is not that bad. For example, you can go ahead and put the head up and down, side to side, 360 degrees, but, you know, you're gonna go ahead and scratch that nice sculpted silver piece, so I advise you not to do that. So for the arms, you can extend it about that far, and you can extend it about that far. You can also extend it about that far. It has a swivel on the middle section of the arm, and you can go ahead and give it a 90-degree bend there. For the hands are individually articulated, so you can go ahead and give it the all 360 degrees, and the fingers are individually articulated as well, so you can pull some nice poses with that area. On the waist, it has no waist swivel, sadly, though. This guy with a waist swivel will be amazing. This can extend forward to give you a little bit more range of motion on the leg, but that's about that far. And you can see that it goes really far to the back section. For the splits, this guy does a really nice splits, and as you can see, it has a ratchet joint. That's why you're hearing that sound. And as you can see, man, 10 out of 10. So I was really surprised that this guy can pull that off, so not that bad at all. It has a waist swivel on the middle section of the leg, well, not in the middle section, on the upper section of the leg, and you can see that he's rocking some double joints here due to the chicken leg, so you can go ahead and extend it, or you can go ahead and display the chicken legs like so. No swivel on the feet, but it has some ankle pivoting, so not that bad at all. And it goes with the you know, with the splits, you can go ahead and put some nice wide angles of poses, so not that bad for articulation. Obviously this on the back can move, and this can move as well, so just overall for leader class is not that bad. You can go ahead and pull some nice poses with this guy. And now moving on to the comparisons, you guys can see how he looks, how he scales with the rest of the Autobots and Decepticons. Here is Starscream, and as you can see, he is a little bit more bigger than Starscream, but he's supposed to be a lot bigger. You can extend the lengths if you want, but it looks kind of weird. So, you know, to keep it as accurate as possible, leave it on the chicken legs if you want accuracy. If not, if you want scale, then you go ahead and stretch them out. But as you can see, this is how they look together, and again, this is not accurate at all. He's supposed to be a lot bigger than Starscream and a lot bigger than Megatron, and as you can see, he is most definitely not. He's almost the same size as Megatron. Due to this section, he's a lot more bigger, but you can see, you know, the face area is a lot more smaller than Megatron, so this is not accurate at all. He's supposed to be a lot bigger, and I mean a lot bigger. But as you can see, this is how they look, and they look fantastic, really accurate to the movie representations. You can go ahead and recreate that scene with Optimus, all three of them fighting with him, so not that bad at all. And for the Autobots, here is Bumblebee and Optimus Prime, so you guys can see how he looks and how it scales with the Autobots, and as you can see, they look fantastic, really accurate. On this scale, it's a little bit more, you know, understandable, because Bumblebee is supposed to be really small, and he is next to Grindor, and Optimus is supposed to be small as well, and he is next to Grindor, so it's a little bit more, you know, accurate than the Decepticons, because on that scale, it's just all over the place. But still, this is supposed to be a lot more bigger than Optimus. Like we're talking like this big, so I don't know about that, but they look fantastic, man. They really look great together. And again, you can recreate that awesome scene of Optimus fighting all the Decepticons. It's gonna look fantastic, and you can go ahead and take some pictures of Bumblebee fighting him as well. So just overall, not that bad. I recommend every single one of them. If you have all of them, you can go ahead and recreate amazing displays, believe me. Moving on into the helicopter mode, man, this guy is still amazing, man. It translates really well. It completely blew me away on helicopter mode as well as in robot mode. You can see that everything translates really well. You can see, you know, the yellow windows on the sides. You can see, you know, the 53 with the Marines and the logo, the Danger Keep Away with the arrow on the back, and you can even see, you know, some rustiness translating from the robot mode into the helicopter mode itself. On the front, you can see, you know, the 53 with the Decepticon logo. On the top, you can see, you know, the blades and stuff. And man, just the sculpted in detail, you can see, you know, some points and stuff that kind of makes the painted shoot pop a little bit more. So so I like that. I love this section right here that's kind of pointy thingamajig. I don't know how to explain it, but when you touch it, it feels with some nice sculpted in detail there. You can see some mechanics all around. The engine bay, I love how it translates as well, and you can appreciate some nice browny shiny color on the engine bay, so not that bad at all, man. Just overall, the looks of this guy looks fantastic, and as you can see, it's completely huge. I can barely take one shot on the camera with this guy. And just for an example, I know that this guy didn't appear on the movie, but I don't have any other Transformers transform on vehicle mode for now, so Lockdown will do. But as you can see, it's super big, man. Lockdown looks like a mini figure in comparison with this guy, and here's a Lamborghini and this is a helicopter, so it looks fantastic on real life of scale, so not that bad at all. And for Optimus Prime, I have an OG Optimus Prime with the movie 3 trailer, so you got an idea how big this guy is. You can see it completely just it's the same side. It's the same side. Yeah, it's the same side. But man, saying that this guy is the same side, this is one solid figure, and these are two pieces of the vehicle mode and the trailer mode, and this is pretty much exactly the same size. As you can see, it's really big. So other than that, there's nothing else to say on the helicopter mode, because again, it's exactly the same. The only difference is that this guy has with Blackout, or the many details that he has, as well as the rustiness, and I believe this section right here is different on color as well. And obviously on the down section, let me see if I can go ahead and just pull this so you can see from the down section, you can see some robotics, and you can obviously go ahead and put Ravage in there. If you go ahead and transform it and feel it out, you can go ahead and peg it in there. For example, this is how it looks when you peg it in. It looks fantastic, honestly. It really fits him well to be there. It's a little bit more bigger of a spot because this was meant to be for Scarper, not for him, but as you can see, it looks fantastic. You can obviously fold him up, but I like to leave it like that because I don't know, it just kind of fills the area a little bit more. But as you can see, everything looks fantastic, man. The robotics and mechanics really hide well on the helicopter mode. But with that being said, that's pretty much it for this guy. Again, there's nothing else that I can say about this guy because you already know what this guy can offer, so that's pretty much it for the helicopter mode. And with all that being said, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. As always, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm really interested to see and know your opinion on the subject, especially what you think about Grindor. Do you think it's a must-have or a pass? Do you think it's a better figure than Blackout, or it's just copy and paste of him? Leave your feelings on the comments. But that's pretty much it for the whole thing. I hope you enjoy. If you did, please leave a like. It really helps you, the algorithm, and helps my videos get out there in a while. So if you get any value anime content, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. But this is pretty much it for Transformers Studio Series 73, Leader Grindor and Ravage.